Well, I didn't know that choosing the right person was not enough to make a marriage successful. If you choose right and don't know the right ways of living your marriage, you still end up in trash. You still end up regretting. So it doesn't end in choosing right. The success of marriage does not end in choosing right. Because you can choose right, but if you do not live right with the person you have chosen, you also end up being disappointed. So choosing the right person is the beginning of work. You know, many times when we see failed marriages, we think because they chose wrongly. No. You can choose right and have failed marriage. So it's not in choosing right. It doesn't end in choosing right. If you choose right but do not live right, you also end up destroying your marriage. Amen. So marriage...
Let me tell you, if your marriage is going to work, two of you have to play your part. It takes two people to make a marriage work. It's not the responsibility of one person. Contrary to what we've been taught over the years, that when you get married, just marry a woman that can pray and your marriage will work. No. Both of us should not be missing at the feet of Jesus. You will not marry a woman just because she can pray. You will marry because both of you together can do great things for God. These people get married and they don't really understand each other. Now, what I've also noticed is that opposites attract. Now, not opposites in value, of course. Both of you must believe the same things. You must have strong values. But I'm talking about opposites in personality. And I'll give you an example with both of us. I usually like to preach with myself. So I'll give you an example with Pastor K and I. So for instance, Pastor K is very extroverted. And I'm very introverted. We're very different. Pastor K likes people. Me, not so much. But over the years, what has happened is that we've been able to rub off on each other. Naturally, I'm a very shy person. I would die first before I stand in front of people and speak. But Pastor K, wake him up in the middle of the night. He doesn't even need to have notes. Can preach and he'll just be going. He's okay. If he walks into a room full of people, he already has nicknames for everybody. If he meets you for the first time, if you tell him your name is Paul, it's Paulo before he leaves that place. If you tell him your name is Gideon, is Dion or Giddy, he just always has nicknames for everyone. He makes you feel like he has known you forever. Now, it will take me a while for people to warm up to me because it takes me a while to warm up to people. But because both of us understood from the very beginning that both of us bring different things to the table, because Pastor K is extroverted and playful and sanguine, it also means that he's a spender and not a saver. It also means that Pastor K is very, for lack of a better word, scattered. Oh my God, first time when we got married, I couldn't believe it. So because when we were dating, I only got to see his parlor. I never went upstairs to his room or anything. So I would just come, just sit in the sitting room with him. Or we'll go out. We always used to go out, that kind of thing. So when I now got married, first, after honeymoon and everything, we now got to the house. I opened our bedroom, or his bedroom at the time. I opened the bedroom. Half of the bed was full of books. Mas Moreau, Kenneth Hagin, Reverend Sam, Bishop Edu, different people were on the bed. I was afraid. I'm saying it, people are laughing now, but it was 3/4. In fact, why am I saying half? Pastor, okay, let me be truthful. It was, I don't want to make it look bad, but it was 3/4 of the bed. And so I said, when we sleep, he said, just push it small. This place. And in that chaos, he knows where everything is. In that chaos. When I first got married, my husband would have notes everywhere, like little pieces of paper. You know what? No, it's not like now. Those days, bread used to be. They used to have bread labels to be paper, real paper, and then recharge cards were paper. My husband would have all kinds of things there, and I'm cleaning. New wife, you even want to impress your husband. I'm cleaning everywhere. I'm packing things, arranging. My husband will come back and say, "Where's my message?" I'll say, "Message." He said, "The sermon I'm preaching on Sunday." I said, "I don't know. Where did you keep?" He said, "All those small paper here." So after a while, God said, give me wisdom. When I want to arrange our room, I will first use my phone and snap how scattered it is. Then I will arrange the bed. Then I'll use the picture and put the book like this. As in, I will have to scatter it again. Do you understand? That's how scattered he was. When we now started living together, he started adjusting. In fact, when we started, I was borderline OCD when we met. Like if I'm in a room and you shift something, I will know. If I walk into my room, it's arranged, and I walk in, I will know that you have shifted something. I will just know that something is out of place here. But after 17 years, I'm glad to announce to you that I'm just as scattered as he is. I'm sure people were thinking I would say he has changed. Evil communication corrupts good manners. So God brings people who are different together for a reason, so that you can help each other's strengths and weaknesses. So over the years, I wish I could tell that is weakness, but over the years, I found that because we understand the power of synergy, working together, it has helped us move faster, farther together. You know what happens most times is that instead of using your strengths to an advantage, or your strengths and weaknesses to an advantage, what couples do is that they fight. Why does he do this? Why does he do that? Why is he always scattered? If somebody is scattered and he needs a helper, what does it mean? It means that it is where he needs help that he needs a helper. So if he is scattered, instead of complaining, what you do is you arrange. I've never met anybody who employed a help and the help comes into the house. Women, you employ the help and the help comes into the house and say, auntie, you too dey scatter. Why you put this thing like this? Carry am now. Auntie, you no go wash plates where you keep for here. Wetin be all this one now? Helper. The whole point to getting a helper is that the person gives you help.